Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day. I'm the Dutch Raider and today I wanted something a little bit different. Everybody knows about spotting in Battlefield games. Usually, and by usually I mean in previous titles, you could spot enemies for your teammates by just tapping the spot button. The default key for that on PC was usually Q. Now in Battlefield 5 things are a little bit different. Yes, you can ping something by hitting Q, making your squad mates aware of something, but it doesn't highlight the enemy. This just places down a little shield marker. Yellow for a general ping and a red one if you were looking at an enemy. Whether this was a tank or a sniper, there is no difference. In this video I'm telling you about other spotting methods. Now this might be a lot of stuff you already knew. In that case, thank you for watching me kick down open doors. Otherwise, I hope you learned something. If you enjoy this kind of content, a like is very much appreciated. And subscribe to keep up to date with more Battlefield goodness. Now, besides static ping, it is of course very handy to make the enemy you just saw show up on the minimap and highlight the enemy by, for example, a little sign above them that moves with the player instead of a static ping marker. And of course, this is also possible in Battlefield 5. But it works just a little bit different. Most spot options are reserved for the recon class, making this class a bit more viable than just placing a spawn beacon and being a sniper. The recon has several spotting options. The most obvious can be found in the class combat role. This sniper gets access to the eagle eye trait. This makes you automatically spot enemies when you hit them with any weapon. As you can see in the footage, when you hit the enemy without killing him, he gets spotted. A little red diamond above their head and they appear on the minimap for your entire team. How does this look on the other side? Well, like this. You can see a yellow outline across your minimap and it states that you're spotted as well. Next up are the equipment items. One of them is pretty much useless. It is the sniper decoy. A small doll that you can place on the ground, and when the enemy shoots at it, it launches a flare and they are spotted as well. This is purely meme material instead of a viable item if you ask me. Quickly onto the spotting scope. Also a fun item, with a generous magnification making it easy to assist a buddy who's a decent sniper. It takes a second looking at the enemy and bam, they are spotted. Just as you can see in this footage right here. This can be used to spot at great distances. So like I said, long range sniping. Or when you're way behind your teammates, you can still do something useful for them. Next up is the Shush, used by the German naval crew to signal and illuminate when there were no other lights available, or so the description says. This item can fire 2 flares before needing a reload. Each flare can fire quite a long distance. After a couple of meters it turns the spotting feature on, and depending on how high it is, it has a large to small circle on the minimap that sports any enemies in it. These flares can be shot at vehicles and walls and will stick to them. When they get shot at, they are of course destroyed. Last but not least of the recon spotting abilities is the flare gun. This pistol-like device fires a flare in the air. There it deploys a little parachute and slowly falls down to the ground. The flare gives a rather large spotting circle that slowly gets smaller as it falls down. Because of the red trail and the flare light, it is quite a target for attentive enemy players, so it does often get shot down. But until then, it spots everybody in that big circle on your minimap. Once it hits the ground, it disappears automatically. One of the other options is as a support player. With the machine gunner focused fire trait, the moment you fully suppress an enemy, he becomes spotted and shows up on the minimap. This comes down to a lot of spraying and praying, and that just happens to be my specialty. With an MG42 I'll light up the entire minimap for you. Last but not least, there are vehicles that do the job for you. A couple of planes and tanks have the spotting scope, which works in the same way as the recon spotting scope as described before. Besides that, you can also find some planes that can launch a couple of spotting flares, which again work in the same way as the spotting flares from the recon. Now, this might be a lot of stuff you already knew. In that case, thanks for watching. Otherwise, again, I hope you learned something. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Battlefield goodness. Let me know down below which niche subject I should show you guys next. Thanks for watching. Cheers.